Our minds are powerful, super powerful. You have the power to do way more than you realize. You do. There's 3 voices in your head. I'm hearing voices. There's 3 voices. There's the voice of truth, which is the Lord. And what he's saying is always consistently true, consistently accurate. And then there is the voice of deception, which is consistently deceitful and always trying to fool you. And then the voice you hear probably the most is your own voice. You know, people say, well, what about the world? There's voices you hear from the world. No, that's you repeating things to yourself that you've heard. Or like my mother was mean to me, or my father was abusive, or I'm in a relationship with a man who talks to me and that voice just repeats in my head. That's you. He can't speak into your head. Only you can. So there's 3 voices there. Learning to decipher which voice is which and obey the correct voice is not as hard as it seems. It's not. The voice of truth is always going to be telling you the truth. Generally, it says things that you're like, oh, wow, I never thought of that. Or, wow, where did that come from? Or it just goes against everything that seems natural or normal to you, because that's how God operates. The way he works is so different from us that we can't ever figure out, well, if I do this and do this and do this, then that'll be God. If you do that, then that's your plan, and that's what you think, and that's your voice. And that is not the right voice to be listening to. And the enemy is always deceitful and harmful and destructive. Everything he's saying is negative or has a wrong connotation. It's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing to be hearing the lies of the enemy over and over and over. You've got to silence that. When you hear a voice that isn't kind, that isn't encouraging, that isn't saying something that's true, you have to say, that is not from God, and I will not listen to you. Be quiet in the name of Jesus. You have the authority to do that. And when your head starts running away with you and you start having thoughts of things that are gonna happen that are negative, or just whatever that stuff you don't want to be thinking, or stuff that is not productive, then you have to say, Texas, be quiet. Be quiet. And then you ask the Lord, what do you have to say about this? And then you wait. You wait and patiently, quietly listen to hear what God is saying to you, to see what circumstances show up and what changes, because it will. If you'll ask God for God's input and wait on his response, he will respond. He's promised to do that. So when you're hearing voices in your head, distinguish which voice is which and follow the voice of truth. That always ends in success. Hope you guys have a great week. It's important that we have a reason to wake up every day. It's amazing. I've experienced it, and so can you. Take your feelings to him. He's good. You can do it. It'll make a difference.